The language around learning intentions and success criteria may at first seem a little bit off-putting, for any teacher to say, well, I don't really know how it is that they go about doing that. So I often will break it down in this way for teachers. First of all of us went to teacher school. We all learned about how important learning objectives are, and I consider learning intentions to be the student-facing side of learning objectives. Learning objectives inform me as the educator about what it is that I want to accomplish in a lesson. But unless I can translate that into words and actions that help students to understand what it is, then I haven't gotten to the point yet of learning intentions.
Well, girls, today, this is what we're going to be learning about. We are learning how making predictions help us to better understand stories. And that's a word that we've been learning about this week is working on predictions and thinking about
who's going to be in the story,
who's in the story,
where it's going to be about,
yep, where it's about,
what it's going to be,
and what's happening. Rizal, could you tell me about the 3 things that we're going to be learning about when we do our predicting work?
Who and where and what is about.
Who and where and what. Now we're going to lengthen that. Let's talk more about who. Maybe what are those people called in stories? What's that word that we use?
Kids.
Characters. We call those characters, right? Let's say that. We're going to learn about who the characters are, and we're going to listen to what our peers say to stretch our thinking. So we're going to be doing some predicting work, and we're going to be listening to each other. This word peers means each other. You guys are each other's peers. So we're going to listen to each other's predictions. Direct instruction is really critical at this age level because, and in most of the primary grades, a lot of these students come in not having some of the skills and that foundation work that they need to have first in order to take their learning farther. And so I'm doing direct instruction on a lot of skills and strategies to build that foundation to be able to take them to where I want to take them. Oh, boys and girls, I forgot what my next word is going to be. Let's go back and reread so we know what the next word is. Ready?
Thank you for helping us.
Us. Stretch us for me. Us. Like that? Okay, ready? Thank you for helping us stay safe. Stay safe. St. What two? S-T. Stay. Hey, that reminds me of the word play. Play. I think this chunk is in play, isn't it? Yeah, stay. Thank you for helping us stay safe. Here's what I want you to do. Pull it out of your mouth for me slowly so that I know what sounded right. A. Ooh. I see Reese doing this. That tells us that this letter is next. Safe. Yes, now do something go at the end to make this say the A. It's that magic E, the magic E.
The small group selection in my classroom really comes from checking in with each individual student throughout the lesson. Whether that's happening on an informal basis where they're turning and talking and explaining what they heard me say, or they're actually working on a given problem, or they're trying to analyze a text. And me going around and informally seeing what their understanding is through language or through written expression, I'm able to say, okay, student A, student B, and student C, they need to come see me in a small group setting for them to move on in the lesson. Okay, what is the light bulb doing? Remember to use your evidence. Can you point out your evidence? And what does that say?
It says LEDs use most of their electrical energy to make light and only waste a little of heat.
Okay. So what do you visualize? What do you think you can draw?
Electrical energy.
Electrical energy? I think that sounds great. I want to see how you get that down on paper. So right here, I want you to get started on your drawing. And that's me understanding my success criteria and me really honing in on my skills of making sure I get instant data from each student to adjust their thinking right there and then. What are you working on?
I don't understand how am I supposed to do the work.
Okay, wonderful. What is the question?
When does Casey's practice started?
Outstanding. What's the first thing we should do to show the information? Complete sentence?
The first thing we need to do to show our work is number line.
Wonderful. When you get that done, you can come back to conference, please, yeah? Oh, and actually, what number is that? So if it's 352, what intervals can we identify that would fit in 52? Can we use 5s? Can we use 3s? Can we use 4s? What intervals can we identify?
Twos?
We use 2s. Why? Because?
Because it starts with 352.
Okay. I want you to go back, think about why we can use the 2s, and then you're going to come back and tell me a full sentence as to why. If you need help, somebody who's doing an excellent job at this is Christian or Karash. They can help you develop the sentence. Come back to conference when you have your sentence. Next. So I give them a question, I give them a task, I give them a resource, and then they're off to do it on their own. Again, that self-accountability and that self-awareness of how to go about resolving their own problems is, at the end of the day, the strongest skill that I think I can give them as a teacher to get to a place of understanding their own thinking so that they can figure out not only what's in front of them, but really the world around them.
The lesson that we saw Nestor teach to his third graders is a great example of teacher clarity. He uses the metaphor of a map, and he's introduced to his students that in every lesson we need to have a map. We need to know where it is that we are right now, where it is that we're going to, and most importantly, that we use that map throughout the lesson to figure out where it is that we are right now.
I saw that your awesome eyes went where? What were you looking at? You were looking at something in the classroom, what was it?
On the map.
On the map. That was an excellent strategy. She went back to what we were asking her to find. Very nice job.
Much like the navigation that we do to be able to get around our community, around our neighborhood, and so on, Nestor students use that learning map to be able to understand what it is that they're doing in the lesson, where it is that they're headed to, the success criteria, and how they can gauge their own progress towards that success.